Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Welcome back to the Shared Charity TV show.
For another fantastic week, I think. Not many weeks left now, just a few more. And we're going to try to get as much into this show as we possibly can. And we always start by thanking our donors.
Very important.
Yeah, absolutely. So without them, we can't do the show. And this week we've got Gurpreet Singh from Oldbury. Thank you very much for your donation.
We've got Gurmeet Kaur from Derby. And we've also got Benti to do for Sangat. Just a little ardas if you can for her health.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਥੋੜੀ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਢਿੱਲੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਬਖਸ਼ਣ
We've got Jagjit Singh from Wakefield. Thank you very much for your donation.
ਹਾਂਜੀ and finally Jagjinder Singh all the way from New Zealand, which is fantastic, right?
So ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਨਿਊਜ਼ੀਲੈਂਡ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਦਸਵੰਧ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਹੁਮ ਹੁਮਾ ਕੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਦਸਵੰਧ ਪਾਓ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਪਾਓ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਚੈਰਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਜਗਜਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੇ ਖਾਸ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਇਹ ਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ keep up the good work and thank you for what an awesome app Sikhi to the Max ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ in particular ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਡਾਊਨਲੋਡ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਹੂਲਤਾਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੀ ਖੋਜ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਿਸ ਪਾਏ ਹੋਏ ਕਿਤਾਬਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਕੈਨ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜੋ ਲਫ਼ਜ਼ ਆ ਮਹਾਨ ਕੋਸ਼ ਤੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਕੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਕਮਾਲ ਦੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਬਣਾਈ ਗਈ ਆ
So, unfortunately, guys, the competition now is coming to an end.
It's closed. It's closed, yeah. And we've got some winners. We're going to announce the winners next week. So tune in next week for that, definitely. And they're going to get their prizes, which is a wonderful, wonderful book set and loads of other goodies, a whole goodie bag they're going to get. So that should be good.
Speaking of books, so up and down the country and in schools, you'll see there's book fairs happening. And Sangaji, yes, you could put your money to the book fair or you could put your money to us, and we've got some fabulous books that you can actually contribute to, buy, purchase, give out to your kids, give out to your neighbours, give out to your friends. That will educate them about Sikhi and really wise them up to what Guru Nanak Dev Ji's message is.
Absolutely. We've got a special offer on at the moment. 2 books for 10 quid. Isn't that brilliant? They're normally £8 each.
Better than the book fair.
2 for 10 quid. Guru Nanak Dev Ji and the Boulder, which is on Amazon and eBay, and also Guru Arjan Dev Ji and the Yogis. I've read those books. They're fantastic books, really well illustrated, really well written. So grab a bargain now. Now's the time. The link should be on the screen. The advert should be on the screen. So please check those books out. They're really good.
Shared Charity UK bring you another fantastic book from Sikh history, Guru Nanak and the Boulder. Wonderful illustrations and a little reflection quiz. It's written in rhyme for you and your offspring to enjoy. The book is available on eBay and Amazon now.
What's on tonight's show, Benji?
This week's show, we've got our Khalsa Club, and we're looking at Mai Bhago, otherwise known as Mai Bhago Jee.
Excellent, that should be good. And on the parenting section this week, we're looking at how we can manage our articles of faith, specifically in schools and places like that, where sometimes issues do occur where people don't quite understand why you wear ghana, for example, etc. What else we got? Share Sikhi tonight as well by the Same Singh. Always a excellent piece, worth watching.
Our healthy segment with by Harbir Singh. So let's work out together and get healthy together.
And also we've got our viewers' videos later on as well, which we always look forward to.
And let's not forget our bloopers at the end.
Yes. Okay, on this week's Khalsa Club, let's see what the kids are up to. I think they're going to be talking about Mai Bhago Jee, also known as Mata Bhago. From, if you've read your history, you know history. She was an amazing.
She's a revolutionary.
Revolutionary. That's a really good word, actually.
Yeah.
And you hit the nail on the head. The reason why, if you look at most countries in the world now, they have women in their armies only recently, and some don't even have them now. But at that time, our Bibiyan, they were at the forefront of those, saying, look, you men stay at home.
Yeah.
We'll deal with this.
When you talk about equality, Mata Bhago embraces that and shows that to the whole world. And you look at Sikh women's rights or women's rights in general, there's many women out there that don't have rights right now, currently. Different situations in different countries.
Yep.
But with Sikhi, time and time again, Guru Sahib has shown us the path, and our Bibiyan like Mata Bhago led the way.
So we're here today at Moor Farm Stables in Falongli with Michelle and the team, who are teaching the children how to horse ride. So the horses at Hazur Sahib are not actually ridden in the times today. They're there as a mark of respect, and they're bred as a mark of respect. But they do bring them out at such festivals such as Hola Malla, where they're all to see. There's a little story about the horse where it's said that around Vaisakhi time he becomes really sweaty and agitated, and people say it's as if maybe Guru Gobind Singh Ji is riding him around that time. Guru Gobind Singh Ji learnt the art of horsemanship at a very young age, and he was absolutely brilliant at what he did. If you think about, look at the children today, Guruji and other soldiers used to fight on horseback through battles with swords and guns, and how hard it must have been at those times, but they were perfect at what they did. So we'll tell you and share some facts about Mai Bhago. Mai Bhago Jee was a Sikh warrior, the first Sikh woman warrior ever to fight in battle. She was very strong and very powerful, and from a very young age she learnt and mastered the art of horsemanship and being a warrior. Mai Bhago was trained by her father. She loved Guruji, and she had so much devotion and love for Guruji. One day she found out that 40 men from a local village deserted Guru Gobind Singh Ji at Anandpur Sahib. She was so hurt by this and so upset. She went and she found them and she said, "You can't do this to our Guruji, you must fight alongside him." So what she did, she persuaded them to go back to Guruji and apologise. And then they fought along with Mai Bhago in the Battle of Muktsar. So Mai Bhago fought in the Battle of Muktsar in 1705. And she, with all the 40 soldiers, they fought against 10,000 Mughals. They fought so well, the Mughals actually got scared and retired and went back, and they won that battle, where she was the sole survivor.
Oh, I love playing on this horse. Oh, it's so much fun. It reminds me of, like, the Sikhs of the olden days. You know, when they used to be on their horses. Oh, I wish I could go on a real horse. Come on, giddy up! Yay! Woohoo!
Oh, hi Ridu, have you come to join us? Do you want to have a go as well?
Well, hey, this is great. I mean, what are you doing here?
We're doing horse riding, just like in our Sikh history. Everybody loved horses. Do you want to have a go?
Wow, I'm not sure, you know. I'm a bit scared, you know, they're big horses.
Oh, come on, you're strong.
Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll sit with Harsimran. If I just hold on to her back, do you think that'll be okay?
That's a good idea, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do that, but I'm not sure, you know. Okay, but I'm going to be brave. Like,
all of us strong warriors, you can be like them. Go on, you can do it.
Yeah, that's right. I think I am. I think I'm going to be like the brave warriors. I'm going to do it. Okay? I'm going to go. I'm just going to go now.
Okay, good.
Oh, hold on to me. You're gonna fall off. I'm gonna fall. Hold on. I'm gonna fall. Hold on.
Oh, I was a bit scared at first, but you know what? It wasn't that bad. And I just kept remembering about the Sikhs from the olden days. They must have been so good at what they did, fighting with their swords and shields and guns while they were on the actual horses. Oh, well, I'm going to have another go.
On our parenting tips, we're looking at articles of faith, especially in schools, and working with your parents and your children, and see what you can, how you can come around some of those obstacles that children face and teachers almost face as well.
They do. Yeah, I mean, I know recently my children have had certain issues at school, for example, with the kara, during PE and stuff like that. And it's easily resolvable. Most teachers would say, take it off. You don't need to take it off, because the actual policy of the local council is, it's actually written that articles of faith are allowed, so they can't ask you to take them off. But we can work with them, right? We don't need to be stubborn. We can say, right, okay, kara, yes, sometimes they can be large or sharp, etc. So when you're playing football and things like that, you might bang into somebody. So to get around that, we just give all our kids, and we hand them out that good actually. We give them all wristbands. That's really, really easy solution. You get to keep your kara on, but also, so they can't have any excuses to ask you to take them off, because you've got a nice wristband around it.
Yeah, so my daughter has had issues with her patka, and she goes to an all-girls school. Sorry, not girls school, quite mixed school, not many Asians in there. So obviously I had to go in and talk to the teachers and explain how the patka is tied, because that can come off. Kids will play, and it's just a dialogue that you need to have with teachers and be understanding of where they're coming from, and help them with their articles of faith.
Yeah, that's right.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this week's parenting segment. This morning I'm going to the girls' school. I'm going to be talking to their teachers about how they can help my girls manage their articles of faith in a school day. Let's go. Mansimar Kaur has been at this school for 7 years. From day one, she has worn a patka to cover her uncut hair, and a kara, an iron bangle, on her wrist. These are 2 articles of faith. Now that Mansimar is able to manage her long uncut hair and turban, she has decided to abandon the patka, and now also wears a kashera, white cotton shorts, for her underwear. Gurleen Kaur is only 4 years old, but insists on the turban instead of a patka. My objective today is to ensure I explain the reasons for the articles of faith, what the do's and don'ts are regarding them, and how the school can support them. And also to ensure I'm answering any questions the school may have. Wow, that was a great meeting I just had with Mansimar and Gurleen's head teacher. We talked about the articles of faith and how they can support Mansimar and Gurleen in their school day. Here's what we learned, and here's what you can take away with you. Schools do not have the right to ask a child to remove any articles of faith, but it is our duty to collaborate with schools to help them understand each article and its spiritual and practical significance. Whatever we expect from the school, there is a higher expectation from parents at home. It's important we are teaching our children at home about their faith and articles of faith. Most Sikhs and Punjabis wear the kara, many of which do not know its significance. Ensure you are explaining the significance of the kara to your children regularly. At school, a good compromise is that the kara is to be covered with a sweatband during PE or when there is any other health and safety risks. For Gurleen, who is not able to tie her turban yet, the teachers were willing to re-tie it if needed, and I gave a demonstration to the teaching staff at the beginning of term. At home, we let her try and practice tying her turban. We have been encouraging Mansimar since she was 7 years old to learn how to manage her uncut hair and turban. We have been preparing her so she can retie it if it opens at school. If needed, she is able to leave class to retie it. Mansimar's Ganga is hidden in her uncut hair and is never an issue. Mansimar has been wearing her kashera full time since she was 5. She is very comfortable with it and knows that if she wants, she can go to the toilet cubicle to change for PE if needed. Gurleen Kaur has started wearing the kashera at home and will also go full time on her 5th birthday. Whether your child is wearing 2, 3 or all 5 articles of faith, it's important to have an open and direct dialogue with the school about them. Helping our children feel comfortable with their identity is our duty. Seeing us having a calm, positive conversation about our faith and identity sends a strong, powerful message to our offspring.
The Sikh Faith for Schools, developed by Share Charity, Sikh History and Religious Education Resources. Who are the Sikhs? Sikhs believe in one God. The Sikh faith is the 5th largest religion in the world. 25 million Sikhs live worldwide. The founder was Guru Nanak. 9 other gurus followed, and the 11th guru, the current guru, is called the Guru Granth Sahib, which is the Sikh scripture. Men and women hold equal status, and the word Sikh means learner or student. Where do Sikhs mainly live? Sikhs live all over the world, and there are many Sikhs in different countries. Although originating from India, there are many Sikhs in the UK, in Europe, in the United States, in Canada, and many other countries around the world. A ceremony called Amrit Sanskar is the initiation ceremony for Sikhs. When Sikhs take Amrit and become the Khalsa, there are 4 things that they are not permitted to do. The first thing is they cannot cut the hair on their body. They also cannot dye it or disrespect it in any way. The second thing is they must only have one partner and be married to one person and cannot commit adultery. The third thing is they cannot eat meat that is ritualistically slaughtered. Many Sikhs believe in not eating meat, fish or eggs and are vegetarian. The fourth thing is they cannot consume alcohol, smoke or take any sort of drugs. Sikhs wear a uniform, just like an army does, and like you do when you go to school. Sikhs who wear 5 Ks are called the Khalsa. Sikhs do not cut their hair and they keep it covered all the time. Hair is a gift from God and it's called Kesh. They covered their hair with a small turban called a Keski and a larger turban called a Dastar. Sikhs also wear a Kada, which is an iron bangle that reminds them to do good and remember God in their actions. Sikhs wear a kashera. This is underwear that represents modesty and self-restraint to live a pure and honest life. Sikhs wear a kirpan. This is a small sword worn at all times as a reminder to stand up against oppression. And Sikhs also have a Ganga, which is a wooden comb used twice a day to comb their hair. There are 3 basic principles in the Sikh faith. The principles are universal. That means anybody can follow these principles. The first is to meditate on God. That's called Naam Japo. The second is to earn an honest living, which is called Kirt Karo. And the third is to give to the needy out of your earnings. That's called Vand Ke Shako. Men, women, boys and girls have a special surname. Men and boys have the surname Singh, which means brave, like a lion. Women and girls have the surname Kaur, which makes them special, like a princess. At every Gurdwara, a free meal is available to everybody. This free meal is called Langar. The tradition of Langar was started over 500 years ago. It was started by Guru Nanak Dev Ji. All meals in the Gurdwara are vegetarian, and all the congregation sits on the floor as a sign of equality. The service done in the Gurdwara is all done voluntarily. Sikhs have a very special Gurdwara in India called Darbar Sahib, which is also known as the Golden Temple. At Darbar Sahib, over 100,000 meals are served daily. A lot of ingredients are required to serve so many meals. 2.5 tons of wheat are required daily, 2 tons of dal, 1 ton of rice, half a ton of butter, and 5,000 litres of milk. Sikhs treat the Guru Granth Sahib as the living Guru. There are many writers in the Guru Granth Sahib, which has 1430 pages. These are known as Ang. 6 Gurus' writings are included, 15 saints, also known as Bhagats, 11 poets, also known as Bhatt, and 4 Sikhs. When we enter the Gurdwara, there are 3 things that we do. We remove our shoes. This is a sign of cleanliness. We cover our heads, which is a sign of humility. And we sit on the floor when we are praying and also when we are eating. This is a sign of equality. Sikhs pray in different ways. So Sikhs can sing and read Gurbani and meditate on God, who we call Vaheguru. Singing Gurbani is called Kirtan. Reading Gurbani is called Paat or Nitnem. Meditating on God is called Naam Simran. And praying in the congregation is called Sadh Sangat. Why do Sikhs pray? Sikhs pray so that they can merge back with God. Our soul has come through many life forms. Sikhs believe that the human body is very special. It can help you meet God. By being a good person and controlling our mind, we get closer to Vaheguru. Then, after being a good person, by singing God's praises and praying and meditating, we can meet Vaheguru. Some of the Sikh beliefs are to not be proud and rude, to show kindness for all, to always tell the truth, to control your anger, to treat boys and girls as brothers and sisters, to fight for justice and protect the poor and needy, to live a healthy life and be happy, to try to remember Vaheguru all the time, to see God's light in everybody, and not to gossip or talk badly about others. There are 4 ceremonies. One is at birth, called Janam Sanskar. Another is initiation when a person becomes a Khalsa. That's called Amrit Sanskar. The other is marriage, which is called Nandkaraj. And finally, funerals, which is called Antam Sanskar. There are many festivals that happen across the year where Sikhs celebrate the births and other events in the lives of the Gurus. Thank you for listening. I hope you've learnt a lot about the Sikh faith and why Sikhs pray and the many things that happen in a Gurdwara. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Sometimes our ideas of what makes for a healthy Nandkaraj may differ. In some cases, our ideas may actually be incorrect, especially for those who haven't grown up seeing examples of healthy marriages. Although every couple's relationship dynamics are a little different, there are certain characteristics that are commonly found in healthy relationships. Share Charity has taken the initiative to produce an infographic that tries to address this delicate subject by showing both negative and positive characteristics and by modelling some positive aspects in how couples should try to communicate with one another. The infographic is free and comes with a worksheet for couples to fill out independently and then come together and discuss. This helps couples improve their communications and also helps them recognise improvement areas that they may not be aware of. Life is full of stresses and we are kept so busy with our day-to-day lives. This sometimes means that couples do not get a chance to evaluate what is and what isn't working in their relationship. And it is just as important to align our spiritual, personal, social and financial goals. We hope that in the majority of cases the framework laid out will help couples to evaluate, understand and improve their relationships. Please download your copy today and display it at your local Gurdwara, and please spread it among your local community too. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
What's in the health section this week, Benji?
So Harbir Singh is trying to get us off the couch again and get us more active, give us little quick wins on how to get fit. So my daughter really does follow these exercises. I'm a bit embarrassed to say I should do a bit more, and I think the seniors should do a bit more in our household, but I know my daughter really does follow those exercises.
Absolutely, really important. We've got to try to have an active lifestyle as much as possible, especially in the Asian community where we're more susceptible to things like diabetes and things like that. So we've got to have a bit more of an active lifestyle, and that really helps, to keep those kind of diseases away.
Yeah, let's get active.
Welcome to our next healthy body workout. Today we've got a really great workout that's going to focus on balance. And balance is very important because if you fall, you're likely to cause a serious injury, sometimes a fracture. So it's very important to train balance on a regular basis. Now this one's very simple. All you're going to do is stand with your feet shoulder width apart, and you're going to lift your foot off the ground. You may want to do this near a wall so you have something to hold on to if you feel like you're losing your balance. And we're going to spend 30 seconds on each foot balancing on one leg. Now for some of you this is going to be very difficult and you're going to be wobbling all over the place, and that's okay. You can hold on to something whenever you feel like you're about to fall, and then restart. We can switch foot and come back to it. If it's too easy, close your eyes and that will make it harder. If it's still too easy, then you can lift one arm up in the air or both arms and challenge your body in different ways in order to make it harder. So we're going to switch foot now. That's 30 seconds. And you're doing really well. We're focusing in on balance, getting you body nice and stable, working on the proprioceptive muscles that keep you nice and secure and strong every time you take a step. Excellent. We're doing really well here. And if it's easy, you can lift up your knee a bit higher. And if that's easy, you can close your eyes. And that's a bit hard for me. And if that's easy, you can add some weight, have some weight in one hand like a can of beans. And you're trying to challenge your body so that it's more prepared for the environment, like you stepping off a curb. So your body's better at absorbing shock and being in the right position at the right time. Next exercise, we're going to get our legs nice and strong today, and we're going to go back to my favorite, which is squats. We've got the sofa here. We're going to have our feet shoulder width apart, and we're going to simply sit down like we're just resting after a long hard day's work, and then we're going to get back up again. So sit down and then up, down, up. And try not to use your hands to push off the sofa. Try to do it without using your hands. If you're finding it hard, then you can use your hands to help you push off. It's very important to have strength in the legs in order to get ourselves standing, because mobility is really important as a predictor of how long we're going to live healthy. So that's really good exercise to focus on as well. And that's exercise number 2. We're going to do a few more of those, and then we're going to move on to some upper body strength. Okay, and last one. And next one we're going to do is called a pike press. It's a bit like a press up. If you can do a press up, you're going to be fine with this. If you can't, we'll look at some variations that you can do. So the first variation is you hold on to the side of the sofa, and then you lean your weight into your shoulders, and if that's easy, you can tiptoe and put more of the pressure over your body, over your shoulders, so that your shoulders are in line with your elbows and your hands. You want to hold that position for 30 seconds. If that's easy, then you can do that on the sofa. So you have your feet on the sofa and your hands on the floor, and then you hold that position, taking nice deep breaths for 30 seconds. If that's easy, then you can walk your hands back so that you're in this type of position, and you can hold that position for 30 seconds. And if that's easy, you can start to go down as far as is comfortable and then come back up. That's a very strong exercise to get the shoulders, upper body nice and strong. It's really going to help you. We've done lower body, upper body and balance.
I think everyone deserves a nice rest after that workout. Okay, what we got next then? I think we share Sikhi, if I'm not wrong.
So Share Charity Sevadars, they are very busy and they do like to keep us on our toes as presenters. So this is going to be a really interesting segment, Share Sikhi segment, because we don't know what Bite the Sensei is going to have. Yeah, so it's going to be exciting for us as well. But we know it's going to be so valuable that it's going to give us some guidance or take us on a journey of learning with Gurbani. So watch this.
Relationships. Now, when we talk about Anand Karaj in Sikhi, Anand Karaj was Ek Jot Doe Murti, and we use that Pankti a lot. But if you look at the way the dunya is doing relationships, it's very different from that. If you start at the top, that online, more people are they're meeting their partners online through different means. Living apart and together. Now, this is a big, massive phenomenon that's happening in the dunya, where one person's living somewhere else, another person's living somewhere else, and it could be on the other side of a country, could be in different countries, but they're kind of together. So they come together on a weekend or something, and they go away and stuff, and just because of work pressures and various things that are making people's lives very different now, where our idea of what marriage was is changing. From 1960 to 2010, you can see the difference between people where they used to, if people were together, generally they were married. Now they're not married, and it's growing up in a curve. And 8 million people in this national marriage project in America. That was just one country, but there's so many people now running it together, officially, if you like, or through a ceremony. But then the divorce rates now, even in Sikhi, this has gone like very, very bad, and there's many reasons why people are getting divorced. And when you ask the legal people, the ones who deal with the litigation and all that kind of thing, they've kind of summarized it, and generally when you look at UK, US and different countries, the reasons are getting pretty similar. The biggest reason is that people are growing apart. In other words, they just hate each other, they can't connect with each other, and when you go through some of the other slides, you'll see what's happening to create some of that divide, but certain things are unable to talk. Now it's easier to talk to other people now than to talk to your partner. Alcohol, drugs, finances, in-laws, And infidelity used to be the worst one, where people had an affair or something and then they were split up. But that's going less. People are they're hating each other. It's not to do with that. They just can't. Their lives have gone so complex that they can't connect with each other anymore. And one of the things I do want to say about the social world and the social networking is that you've got to remember the most intimate conversation that you can have with someone is when you're standing in front of them. The second is when you go on the telephone. The third is when you write them a letter or an email. The fourth is when you use chatting. And the fifth is whatever, Twitter or something like that. So these things are becoming less and less intimate. But they're easier to do. So as they're becoming less and less, your conversations, your relationships are becoming less and less intimate. Maybe is it that people are losing that thing? And it's easier just to be electronic conversations? So that's a big problem now in Sikhi. Now, I think it's getting close to 1 in every 3, 1 in every 2 maybe, and that's in Amritaris. So it's exceptionally bad thing that needs to be thought about. But the thing I want to think in the back of our minds as we're talking through these things is that Seva needs to change. If you're Gursikh, you're the next generation. Your children are going to be the next generation. Your seva needs to change. It needs to be very different. A seva isn't just about doing, before we say we sit on the dig, the seva, jog, the seva, tika, we have to do those. But our seva as individuals on this planet, it has to be very, very different to cope with some of these problems. Now, family life is becoming there's becoming different problems we're getting in our family life. Now, if we look at parental care, living longer, now human beings are living longer. That means our parents, they're going to be around for a lot longer than perhaps someone's parents were 30, 40, 50 years ago. That means that causes a bit of a strain on people's families because there's a looking after that you have to do inside of your life. And sometimes that's causing problems inside of the families. And careers and pregnancy, so women are becoming more professional, they're getting better careers, they're getting better jobs. Because of that, they're having babies later. And that's causing certain issues. So the age of a mother can be a lot higher now, whereas before it might be very young. Marriage age, now even in the US, to get remarried 4 times, that's kind of 20%, 3 or 4 times, 20-30% of the people are married 3rd time there. So when people are getting remarried, that's coming later on in their lives, and then they're probably having children then. So you're having children later, people are living longer, so the age factors are causing an issue inside of there. The work pressures, now some of these are ridiculous, it's from UK, but 81% think of work at home, so we're coming home and all we're thinking about is what we're doing at work. And that's 4 in every 5 people. There's work after hours, people are spending more time at work, so that's having a strain. There's people dreaming about work, so Jithin Guruji keh si bhai supne mein Vaheguru or naam or something. We're thinking more about, oh my gosh, this project to do, and 47% don't have time for personal interests. Now that's really bad. That's 1 in every 2 people. Your personal interest that you enjoy in your life, you can't do it because of your work. Well, what are you working for then? So 43% would rather be at work than at home. So you'd rather be working than sit at home and say, Mera sir kha liya, family nahi. That's really what they're saying. And 36% fight with the partner because of overwork. So 1 in every 3 is fighting because they've done a bit of overtime and it's having a strain on their family. So the work pressures are causing lots of problems inside the city. But the parenting, now more advice is sought on parenting now because it's a different type of parenting from before. The kids are getting advanced. They're advancing really quick. Where I touched a computer when I was 14, 13, 15 probably, these guys have got it when they're 2. And we weren't doing anything there major, we were kind of writing a program to get the lights switch on and off. And these guys are going on there, and they're going CBBS, and they're doing all sorts of things while they're kids. So there's a different type of parenting that's needed now, and they need advice on that. So when we talk about seva, if you're Gursikhs, what seva can you do to help a parent? parent their children correctly. It's a bit like when we're introducing certain books and things. Disciplining. The trends have changed, whereas before, Nyana was doing something to get spanked or something. Here now it's like, oh, time out, and doing all these various things. That it's a different way of thinking for parents. And sitting children in front of TV or the internet is so simple and easy thing to do. If anyone who's got children, you'll know it's very easy just to say, oh my gosh, just sit on there, put that TV on and just walk away. And things like, attention deficit disorder, it's like now they're getting it because some of the research saying you sit a kid in front of TV more than an hour or two a day, is that they are getting issues. So career advice for children is more challenging now. So as the careers are changing, technically advanced, all those kind of things, arm parent can't really advise them. Whereas before it was like Dr. Banja or lawyer, so it's kind of relatively simple. Now it's like there's a whole scope of different things they could be doing. Now dads are spending more time with kids due to women's careers and overall divorce rates. Now that's a big massive change that's happening, is that father time with children, whereas before you might have designed something for a mum when a kid's 3. Now, from a Sikhi point of view, we should be designing things for dads as well. they're part of the family too. And digital parenting is now a new challenge. So, in the digital world, how do we parent inside of there? Because the kids are accessing lots of different things. And children are living at home longer. Now, even in places like Italy and apparently and other places, there's people who are 40 years old, 80% of it men 40 years old staying with their parents. So you can imagine if children are staying, whereas traditionally Sikhi, the boys used to stay with their parents. I think it's a bad idea nowadays. But as children are living longer and they're staying with their parents, if all the boys stay with their parents, well, that's all sorts of different strain going on. And pet ownership. Lots of people own pets, and they're becoming part of the family, and that's its own thing on its own. Work life. Now, retirement age, you guys are probably all thinking about you're going to retire at 50, 60. Well, if the doctor tells you you're going to live to 95, then you're going to have a long retirement. And what you're going to do for 30 years. So the retirement age is slowly going higher, so that's a different change. Now, in Gurbani, when we talk to Guruji, we talk to Kabir Ji kare pe 12 bars balpan beete. He goes, a person is a child for 12 years. 20 baras ke chitapana kiyo. So he says, another 20, from 12 to 32, that's the cause, the main part of your Jawani. 30 baras kis devna puja fir pachitana bird payo. So from 32 to 62, Kabir Ji saying that's the second part of your Jawani. So at 62, Kabir Ji saying budde ho gaye tusi. Now we, as a dunya is saying the retirement age, so as budde at 65, even we budde kam kar de really. And so bird would mean for a reason. In Bani, bird means that your faculties are they're becoming less and less useful. You're not being able to use your body in the way that you could before. So if your eyes are getting worse, your ears are getting worse, everything, your body, you're getting knees, everyone's knees start having backache, all those kind of things. That's a bird. Now, if you're still working at that age, that's causing another problem. And even distance from work now has gone higher because flights and all that kind of stuff. People are actually working in Europe. So they might do your careers might be that you do 2 days in Europe and then you do 3 days at home or something like that. So that's a different kind of thing. So when we talk about these things, how does our seva change there? When we're going to get into those ages, or if someone's traveling a lot, how can we do prachar to them? They're the kind of things we should be thinking about. For instance, there should be more portable stuff for us now. There should be different things that we could do while people are traveling. And for women, now women have really gone into a lot of different fields now. And when our Sikh parents or Asian parents were raising children, they were raising them saying, oh, when you're older, you're going to be a housewife or something like that. Well, that's not reality. So journalism, law, marketing, communication, there's all sorts of areas where women are actually becoming the majority. and armed forces construction and physical work, where before a woman you would say they don't do that kind of stuff where it's kind of physical. Well, more women are doing that now, so that's a big change. And when we talk about religion, now this is going to affect us a lot. As goal 6, religion, that the Everything World Religions book, I spelled that wrong there, claims that there are 4,200 religions, and there's 10,000 fragments. And they're growing 2 or 3 by the day. So now, later on, when we start talking about Sikhi to people, when we talk to them about Sikhism, what are they going to think of it? There's going to be 9,999 other things that they can think about. So that Bardar becomes more difficult to be able to do it to people. Now, when they asked in America, this Pew study about people, when you ask people how important is religion in your life, these guys said 58% of Americans said it was really, really important. But you look at Britain, France, Germany, Spain, they just think, yeah, blah, blah, religion, and you can't blame them. It's because of some of the news media that you're getting about religion now. The Catholic priests and what they're doing, the Islamic terrorists and all the stuff that they're doing, there's all sorts of stuff talking, and they're blaming the word religion for that. Really, it's the issue is with the organisations, the way those things working. But belief in God to be moral. So when you ask someone now, do you have to believe in God to be of high morality? People, US is high, but all the other countries are very low. So the people don't think that you don't need to believe in God now. So the moral thing's going to change, where people are saying, what's your code of conduct to be moral, to have high morals? It isn't necessarily going to be, someone's going to say you have to be a Sikh. It's going to be like, well, what do you need that for? There's other ways of doing it. And just health and well-being, and these are the kind of things that, now it's almost like it's just like some straightforward advice. It's not, it's complex. People's lives are complex now. It's not give one person the same advice as the next. It's not. It's very much like Bhai Gurdas Ji used to say, a doctor listens to the ailment, and they give them the right advice like a medicine. And that person, if they take the medicine, they become fine. And that's what everyone has to be like. You have to be like a doctor. You're listening to the problems and the ailments, and you're giving them a solution. Obesity in children as well, particularly if you've got children. Those kids are not, we did an application for the school in Coventry, and what we did was pull down the child profile for Coventry, and the obesity rates are extremely high in young children, and children are not doing 3 hours of exercise a week. Now, if we look at our kids do not do that. And it's not the kids' fault, it's the parents' fault. So they ought to be putting children in, but forgetting about children, as we get older, there needs to be some regimes that we should be setting up, exercise regimes, that even if we're doing camps like this, then exercise should be an important part of it. And some of the things that change, self-diagnosis, people are going on the internet now to find out what medicine they need for their problem. So that's becoming a massive industry on the internet, but it might not be a great idea. But to be honest, I've been to the doctor a couple of times for things, and they just give you these antibiotics for everything. It's the same one as well. You think, yeah, that'll fix everything. It's amazing. All it does is that your immune system knows about it, and it becomes immune to that antibiotic as well. So become next to useless. And the things that are going to affect us more is that we're driving down the road, and then you've got these drug drivers on the road now. So I won't be surprised if we hear about that someone's just been seriously hurt because of someone else who's been on drugs. And if you look at that problem here, this is UK and US, 100% here. How many people in the last 12 months have drank alcohol? 90-something%. And that's in both countries, and that's across the world. So they're all drinking, right? And then even cannabis now has become so high, 80-odd% in USA and 70-odd% in UK. They're taking hard drugs like cannabis. Tobacco is high, and these other drugs, MDMA, I don't know what that is. And there's other stuff, all sorts of like drugs going down and down, and they're all kind of 50-40%. People are taking these really, really bad drugs, and they're going behind the steering wheel. That puts everyone's lives in danger. And we're driving down the road just thinking we're going from A to B, but you've got to be more careful now. So health and well-being. One of the good things, vegetarian diets have going higher. People are becoming more aware of them. I remember I went to America about 1995, 96, something like that. There's Walmart. There's absolutely nothing there, even marked as vegetarian. But now, at least the labelling is starting to become key, and diets, more people are on diets and more people are into training and stuff. So they're the kind of things that how the world is changing in that respect.
Brilliant, that was really good. Next we've got viewers' videos. Who have we got on there, Benji?
So we've got Mustan Singh and Jasleen Kaur this week.
9 and 7 years old. Check this video out. Okay, we're near the end of the show.
So, Sangaji, I don't know how busy your calendar is or what your weekend's booking like, but we've got a fabulous lineup for you for this weekend.
Yes, there is a major event going on in Rumford at the Artham Academy this Saturday from
12 o'clock. I think it's an excuse to go see this beautiful building. That's a new school that's just opened up in London. So if you've got nothing on, please go down from 12 o'clock till 9 o'clock. It's a jam-packed day.
Loads of activities. It's actually Khalsa Camp reunion. And if anybody, I've been to Khalsa Camp this year. It was fantastic for me and my kids as well. And it's going to be a reunion, this first reunion, I think, after this summer's Khalsa Camp. So that'd be really nice to see everybody again.
Yeah, they've got talkers there for the campers there, reunion. So a bit of a talk going on for the unique, I would say, the scenes for the students going to universities. But alongside this event, there's a parenting course. So for those parents out there, grandparents out there, there's something there for you as well. And the Geethan, that is for everybody. So families enjoy the Geethan until 9 o'clock.
There's workshops, there's activities, so there's loads to do. So any age, please pop down there. I think it'd be a great event. Who else do you want to give a big shout out?
So we want to say thank you to all our donors, and we've got to make a play again. So we've mentioned the books, and we're going to plug the books again. The books are really fabulous, and I mean, when you take the actual concept of reading to your child, it has a profound effect. It's that one-to-one time that you get to spend with your child. So yes, we can say that we can sit together and eat, that's really good, but sitting and reading a book, that's even better. And if the book is about Sikhi and it's got questions at the end about the Saki that you've read, you can't beat that.
Even better, isn't it? And we've got a special offer on right now. Because of Black Friday last week, it's still on. Get 2 of those books for 10 quid. I mean, that's fantastic. Really good quality books as well.
ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਬੁੱਕਾਂ ਛਾਪੀਆਂ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਚਾਰਟੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਖੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਪਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਵਾਲ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਠੋ ਪੜੋ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਵਾਲ ਜਵਾਬ ਆਪਾਂ ਲਿਖੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉੱਥੇ ਕਰੋ, ਫਿਰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਗਿਆਨ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਜਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ। ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਲਸਟ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨਸ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਫੋਟੋਆਂ ਪਾਈਆਂ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਜਿਹੇ ਉਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਦੇਣ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਕਰੋ। ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੁਰਪੁਰਬ ਮਨਾਉਣਾ, ਹੁਮ ਕੇ ਮਨਾਉਣਾ ਅਗਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਨੂੰ, ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਾ ਐਸਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ, ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਬੁੱਕਾਂ ਖਰੀਦੀਏ, ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਰੱਖੀਏ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਰੋਸ਼ਨੀ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਜੀਵਨੀ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ, ਕੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਖੂਬਸੂਰਤ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜੀਵਨ ਹੈਗਾ, ਕੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਖੂਬੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, ਕੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ।
That's right, ਹਾਂਜੀ। ਤੇ just want to give a little shout out, also request, if you haven't donated already, please do. If you do already, please give more. It's always needed. The books are just one aspect. The Sikhi to the Max app, some of you downloaded and we've had some great feedback for. That's just one aspect. The eye camps and health camps that we're doing in Punjab, that's also just one aspect. And we've actually got a bumper lineup for next week. The number of new projects that are going to be coming on, we will tell you holly just before this, probably in the next couple of weeks, we'll give you some more details about that. Some really big projects, which is they're going to cost a lot, but the effect of those is going to be fantastic all around the world. Really, really important projects. So I won't say much more right now. What we're going to leave you with is the bloopers, as I know you always enjoy. So thank you very much for joining in.
And don't forget to download Sikhi to the Max.
Yes.
If you haven't downloaded it, download it now. What are you waiting for? And also our other apps. So we've got Super Sant, we've got Learn Gurumukhi on there as well. So please download the apps, enjoy the apps and make your donations.
That's right, yeah. So hope you join us again next week. We'll take care tonight. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Cool. On this week's Khalsa Club, we are going to be taking a little trip down history. We're going to do that again, just so that's rubbish.
Well,
Trip down history. It should be like trip down history.
Okay, we haven't done Sikhi. As long as
your hands are cold. Don't touch me.
Anyway.
Should wear your gloves. Okay. Are we ready? Sorry. That was really good. Okay, so next on parenting, they're going to be discussing how to work on your marriage together. Was this something I said?
Disgusting is like, oh, disgusting.
Is that what I said? Oh, dear.
It's not that disgusting marriage, I tell you.
Mine is.
Yeah.